Clifford. Start with Tim Reynolds, Associated Press.
Cliff, it's good to see you.
You too.
Cliff, I know the first half did not go according to plan at all, obviously. How much have you guys talked about the fact that you're only like 3 games out of the play-in, like 5 games out of 7th or whatever? Like the East didn't get away from you. Has that come up, and how much has it come up?
Oh yeah, and I mean that was the message when we practiced yesterday. I think we're like 3.5 out of 10th, 4.5 out of 7th, and like 5 games out of 6. I mean, and I also think there are more factors this year in that because of the condensed schedule. I mean, if you hit it right, we haven't yet, but if you hit it right, regardless of what your schedule looks like, guys aren't going to be able to play every night here as we're going forward. And I think that with all the different factors that make this league even more complicated than it normally is, if you can find a way to play, we've got to defend. That's what we're not doing. We had hit a stretch where before the last 4 games before the break, we had gone, I think, like a 12 to 14 game stretch where we were like a 7th. We would have been 7th defensively. And then we didn't defend again. And it's, we're not doing the things that, we've done to be a good defensive team for 2 years. So if we can get back to that, and there's obviously a lot of different factors in that, but if we can get back to that, I think we'll have a chance.
Follow up quick, Cliff, how critical is it to get this second half off to you don't want to make the hole any deeper, just maybe from a morale standpoint too? How important is it to get out of the gate with a couple of wins?
I mean, it'd be great. We're just, again, I also think you can't be overreactionary about it. I'm sure you guys know, so Terrence can't play tonight. Evan's not with us. James Ennis isn't with us. Aaron Gordon's going to play. He'll be on very limited time restrictions. Farouk is still playing limited minutes. MCW's on limited minutes. I just think all that part, Tim, to be honest with you, that's what's different this year. You have to know where you're at that day. And, we can still win. I mean, you know how this league is. If Boost gets going tonight, we can win. But this, we have to establish a way to play. And to do that, to be fair, is we have to have enough players on the floor so that we're capable of playing well for 48 minutes.
Thanks, Cliff.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, with Terrence out and James and Evan also out, how do you cobble together 48 minutes at both of the wing positions tonight?
Well, AG can play a little bit, so that helps. He'll start, and he's not going to be able to play a lot of minutes, but he'll play some. And you're just going to see some lineups out there that there's a good chance. We're going to have guys playing positions tonight they've never played, so we don't have any other choice. We have really, of what our plan was to start the season, we have one guy right now playing the 2 of the 3 that we had looked at as a wing player. So it's a little different.
John Crotty, Miami Heat TV.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. How are you?
Good.
Good. With all the injuries you've battled and trying to keep the lineup together, it looks like the one guy you've been able to consistently count on is Vucevic. And, and he's playing, it looks like, the best offensive level he's ever played. What have you seen from him throughout the course of the year in regards to his consistency and maybe improvement over last year with a lot of the injuries that you faced? Thanks.
Well, I think the biggest thing overall is just his confidence in his 3-point shooting. He's always been very efficient in the paint area, down in the block area. He's always been a very good decision maker. But he's made steady gains, and he continues to do that just because of his approach. He works every day. He's in a routine. He takes great care of himself. And I think that's allowed him to grow not only in his overall skill level, but in his confidence level. So he's been terrific.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, I know you probably didn't get a chance to watch much, if at all, with getting ready for the game, but the Lakeland Magic just won the G League championship. How proud and happy are you for that group?
Oh, it's great. And I had talked to Stan yesterday. I mean, they've played great, you know, not just in the playoff games, but, you know, they had to play their way in. So that last stretch of games, and they played well at both ends of the floor. You know, their defense has been, I believe they were first in defense. And then obviously they've shot the ball incredibly well here in the playoffs. So it's great. I mean, happy for him and for those guys, and you know, Anthony Parker and all the hard work they do. No, it was great to see.
Rob Parks, 48minutes.com.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? So yesterday, I know I asked you about Jimmy Butler. Today, I want to ask you about Bam Adebayo. He's improved his outside shot. He's on the glass, blocking shots. How do you neutralize him tonight? Do you throw double teams at him? What's your plan? Right.
Yeah, he's actually not playing tonight. So
Okay.
that's I mean, for us, it's a positive. But he's such a unique player because, you know, they actually use him a lot of times to initiate offense, you know, is very much of a playmaker, decision maker. And like you said, he's shooting the ball with more range and more confidence. And he's a terrific two-way player. So he's a handful and obviously an important part of their team.
Any final questions for Coach Clifford? All right. Thank you, everyone.